Episode 2, The Shadow Lurker. You live in a small apartment in a big city. You work online and spend a lot of time at home alone. Life is okay. You kind of feel empty and can't remember the last time it was that you felt true joy or much of anything. In the past, you used to use a lot of substances and party too hard. Most of the time, you don't like to think about it. A lot of your memories are lost. But one blurry memory from it still haunts you sometimes. You have this disturbing memory from one night you drank way too much. One minute, you were at the bar, and the next you were being held down in some type of warehouse or something, surrounded by these black shadowy figures. All you remember are these blurry images of these figures, and then hearing, "Wake up." And the next thing you knew, you were back at home in bed. But it just felt too real. Whenever the memory comes up, you wonder if it was just a dream. And from time to time you wake up sweating, feeling like you can't breathe, as if they're standing there in the room with you. Sometimes when you can't sleep, you walk around the city trying to figure out if you can find that room, that warehouse, or whatever it was. Maybe if you find that place, your memory will come back. Maybe knowing what happened will heal the void inside of you. Tonight, you woke up again from one of your nightmares in a panic, feeling like the shadow figures are surrounding you. You blink and realize the fan you always use as noise to sleep is turned off. You look at your phone, but oddly it's glitching like it's broken. Disorientated, freaked out, and confused, you decide to go outside of your apartment for some fresh air. As you stand outside your apartment building, you notice something across the street. There seems to be a shadow figure lurking in the alleyway across from your apartment building. You squint your eyes to try and snap back into reality, but it's still there, just standing, like it's staring at you defiantly. In this moment, you feel this insane pull to walk towards it. "What are you?" you utter. "Show me." And just like that, it starts taking off at a fast pace down the alley. You start following it with this insane adrenaline like you're hunting. Its presence seems to fade in and out of reality from a physical being to a shadow, like it's flickering as you chase it. You continue following it through the dark city night, at a fast pace, turning from left and right, losing track of where you are, until you reach an old abandoned subway tunnel. Staring at the blackness of the tunnel, you hear, "Don't you want to know?" echoing out from the darkness. In this moment, you have to confront yourself. This is it. Either you discover the truth, or you go back to your empty life, filled with nightmares like something is always missing. You gain all your strength, step into the darkness, and start running down the black tunnel like your life depends on it. Halfway down the tunnel, you hear a psst on your left and notice an old metal door glimmering in the dim light. You try opening the door, and you have to use all your strength to pull it. You manage to open the door, and instantly feel sucked in. Everything goes black. It feels like you're surrounded by a sea of shadows, and hear murmurs all around you like you're drowning. The voices in your head hurt, but you can't make anything out, like they're all yelling at once from a distance. Until one stands out. "Do you want to see?" it asks. "Yes," you whimper. A series of images flash before your eyes like old memories flickering all at once. And then they stop. You're now in a strange tunnel, and several black shadow figures are walking down the tunnel towards you. One of them speaks. "This one has much to consume." "We must do a forceful extraction," another says. As you try to get up to run, they quickly grab your body, pin you down to the ground, and inject a needle into the back of your head. You see them pull out the needle, and it's filled with all this black liquid. Delectable, one of them says. A perfect mix of pain and dreams, says the other. And then everything goes black. Honey. It's your mom's voice. You're in the backyard. Your childhood backyard. At a birthday party, it seems. It takes you a minute to grasp where you are. You look around and seem to be surrounded by your childhood friends and family from the past. Everyone looks so young. You get handed a present. Open it, says your mother. You look at the present, and it's like you remember this moment perfectly. Like you've already been given this present. You've already unwrapped it, like a lost memory. You open it and find what you know is supposed to be a family portrait. But in this portrait, everyone is a blacked-out shadow figure. Isn't it nice? Asks your mother. You look up from staring at the portrait, and you see standing around in the party some black, dark shadow figures. It's like you're the only one who can see them. Everyone just acts normal. But you can sense the shadow figures are up to something. It feels like they're watching you, waiting, hunting. Terrified, you close your eyes, squeeze your fists, and hope to disappear. You wake up again. This time, you wake up in your childhood bedroom at night. You always hated being alone in your bedroom. You can feel your heart pounding, just like it did when you were unable to sleep as a kid. You hear your bedroom door creak open like someone is watching you. An immense fear takes over. And then you hear, "Remember?" coming from the closet. "I can't," you scream in a childish voice. And from the closet, a dark arm reaches out. "Hold my hand, dear child," it says. With reluctance and a quivering body, you scurry over to the closet and grab its hand, hoping for the fear to stop, only to blink and wake up in another terrible past memory. You're in the basement of your childhood home. Stuck in the moment, screaming and crying to be let out, banging on the door. "Mom, please." You remember the desperation you had being stuck there for hours. In defeat, you give up, turn around, and see a tall black shadow figure again on the other side of the room. "If I remember, will this stop?" you cry. "Come with me, dear child," it says. You grab a hold of its hand as it walks right through the wall. You follow it through the wall, only to find yourself in a dark, desolate, empty place. Surprisingly, all the panic seems to be gone. You can breathe. You're in another world, like a dark desert, and it feels both like it's the future and the past all at once. There's some shadow figures kind of floating around in the background. "What is this place?" you ask. "A place both before and after time," it says. Finally feeling some relief, you ask the shadow figure, "Can I stay here?" "No, dear child, but when you return, I can make you forget." "And I won't hurt like I hurt now?" you ask. "You will hurt less, and only for the small price of your dreams, dear child. But will I ever be normal again?" "Normal enough, dear child," it says. "In time, you will forget that which must be hidden, and you will forget me. But I and my others will have to visit you often, for it will always look to consume you." "I'll do anything," you say. It approaches you and places its hands on your head. As you close your eyes, you can feel small slices of lost memories that come back, but only for a split second. Not long enough to know what they were. Only enough to feel the terror you felt. And then a memory stands out. You can remember being in the warehouse with the figures standing over you. The darkness of this memory is delectable, one of them says. All of the essence is intertwined. You must reach further and take what you can, says the other. You watch them as they take black liquid out of you and insert it into their own bodies. You wake up now in your small apartment, in your bedroom, hoping it was all just a nightmare, only to see a black shadow person standing in the corner of the room. May I have them back now, you ask? I can't live like this. I can't live not knowing what happened, feeling empty, like something's always missing. No, my dear child. It's too late now. You must live with that you can never know.